something going on with his lighting a little bit, huh? Let me see what I can do here. I don't know how to fix that.
Any lamps nearby you could pull over there?
Nope. Who set this up? Did they look?
Oh, it looks better there when your head's up.
Yeah.
It's when I go back and forth. Whatever. I mean, it looks terrible. I don't know. Like, I guess no one tested it.
It's not that bad when you're back like that.
But then can you hear?
I could hear. I don't know. Is the audio fine, podcast wise?
Do you want
It
me
is
to,
what it is.
Do you want me to get a light and bring it up there for the next time?
I have a light. I'm fucking with it right now. I brought one over.
Like I was making like a real like production light type thing.
Don't do shit.
All right.
All right, we're good.
I mean, we're as good as we're gonna be, right?
Yeah. All right, Big Man. Welcome to the Dave Portnoy Show with Eddie and Company, presented by High Noon. Dave, new backdrop.
Yeah, I moved, and no one. Well, you can put in what I just did. Nobody tested out because who did it? I still don't know who. Daniela. I don't know. I don't know who created this. I guess she's not production. Paul, I know, doesn't lift a finger, so it wasn't him. But the lighting ain't great. Like, go from the score, which was perfect, to this, which is kind of a debacle, but whatever. You know?
It's a cloudy day, right?
What?
Cloudy over there?
I can't hear you.
Is
What
it
just
cloudy?
happened? You just went out. The sound went out.
Oh, no. Can't hear me at all.
No, I can hear you, but you're low.
I'm low.
I don't know if I just what. Hello? Now you're back.
I'm back? Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
All right. Whatever.
Good.
This is what's gonna have to be. This is what this is it. This is what's gonna have to be.
All right. This is what it will be. High Noon.
I was
nice
voted
hat.
last year by I forget, was it the Big Lead, the most powerful person in sports media? No, no joke. I was number one. Nobody even thinks to look at what I'm going to look like on this podcast. I'm not mad. I'm not. It is what it is. It's like, Pete built me an office. He put me in a fucking cement block with no windows. I don't care. It is what it is. So my eyes don't get fucked up. It is what it is.
No
like
issues.
Carrabis. It is what it is.
High Noon.
These hats are now on sale. A lot of people have been asking for them. Now you got them. I think we sold they went on sale maybe yesterday. I mentioned it an hour ago. It sold like 300 or 400, I think. They are limited demand and they take forever to get. They're very fire. I have done my new power rankings. They haven't changed. I do like the pool pack, and Kiwi came in fourth, but I still am passion fruit, pineapple, watermelon, Kiwi fourth.
Where does guava fall into the mix?
This hat on sale. I'm going to sweat in it with the headphones, but I want people to see it. On sale now. Go to the store. It's a beauty. It's a beauty. Guava, to be honest, is kind of mid-pack for me.
Okay. Mid-pack. All right, go grab your High Noon pretty much anywhere that they sell alcohol or beer or whatever.
Big High Noon announcement coming.
Ooh, big. When's that coming?
Let me do a little. Let me do a little something.
Okay. Hot start around here.
See this High Noon?
Yeah,
See this High Noon?
I do.
Notice anything different?
Yeah, it's a little more bold.
Tall boy.
Oh, wow. Yeah, yeah.
You're dumb if you couldn't see that. I don't like a little more bold. How about it's just like way bigger, Eddie?
Well, no, I'm talking about the
I mean,
font.
what?
The font.
That's what you noticed. The font.
When are is that the big announcement?
Yeah.
Oh,
We're
that's
coming
sick.
out with tall boys.
That's great. That's awesome.
That bolder font, huh? That's what you.
Well, the depth perception on
font.
the Zoom, it's not like I could like tell right
Bolder
away
font,
you were holding
yeah.
it low.
Yeah. Well, this is what I deal with. Okay.
I mean, what?
No, bigger font. That's it. Bigger font. Hey, big news. High noon. They're changing the cans to bigger font.
What? I mean,
Come
that
on,
could
Eddie.
be.
Work with me one time, Eddie.
Listen. Now I see you had it too low. I couldn't tell, and you had the sizes aligned at the same height.
They're coming, and that's going to be huge. People are drinking high noon, tall boys all summer long.
Oh, that's going to be sick. That's a great announcement. How's Toronto, Dave? How's Toronto?
I love that city. I think it's very cool. It reminded me of Boston. It really did. I had a great time.
We apparently there's a big character coming in the upcoming pizza reviews that we're going to have on today. I think he's here right now, actually.
No. We invited that guy on?
Yeah, why? I thought you loved this guy.
I do, but what do we need him on this show for?
The
And by the
people
way, I
wanna-
don't like giving away like the pizza reviews. Like they're not
Okay.
out yet.
Okay. When does it come out? Do you know?
They're slowly over the course of no, you can't. It's like you got to let it flow. No, he's cut.
All right. So
Have
he's
him on
cut.
the following week if you want.
Do you want to just do the interview and save it for next week since he's in the queue?
I don't really have much to say to the guy.
All right, then we'll just bring him back. That's
the
fine.
Greek?
Yeah.
You guys are really scraping the bottom of the barrel for guests. Holy shit.
We'll just bring him back. We got Stu coming later. Talk about Stulapalooza. That'll be fun.
Dave, I'm coming up to you right now with a ring light, all right, for BFFs. So you have
Sure.
one.
Yeah.
What how did 1 month trial Ethan do?
Eddie, this is who we're getting as guest, the Greek.
Yeah, I guess there was a lot of hype around him. I heard it's
Hype
going to
from
be
who?
great.
What are we talking about?
I heard it's
Come
good.
on. It
I heard
is
it's
good.
good.
They're pizza reviews. He's a character in a pizza reviews.
Well, that's
They're not
good.
even
That's what
out
plays
yet.
on the show, dude.
Oh, God.
That plays on this show.
Eddie, should I go back to sleep?
What those guys
I'm
play.
not in
Characters
Toronto
play.
anymore. It's like he was in 3 or 4. They're not out yet. Let it
Yeah,
just
but
roll.
next week you're not going to give a fuck about it anymore.
What are we going to talk to the Greek about? Fine,
we'll
put him
get to-
on. What are we going to talk to him about? What?
We'll get to know him. I want to hear your story.
I
Why are you
would
so
know to
infatuated
know
with him?
him. Oh.
Who is this guy? You know, you could talk.
All
You know,
right.
I mean, we could hold him. That's fine. That's no big deal.
Can he hear this right now?
No, I don't think so. That's not how it works, right?
No, he can't.
Is someone
He
listening?
can't, no.
Whose
can't
idea
hear.
was it to get this guy on the show? Clearly not yours, because you can't know that he was that involved, because they haven't really been out. He's been in like 1 review so far.
Yeah, we were just bullshitting. We're like, hey, who do you want? You know, who do we want for this week? And we're like, hey, Dave, love this guy.
Yeah, for pizza reviews. I
mean-
actually saw on TikTok that more to come. Just let it flow. Just let it go.
All right. I mean, we don't have to. It's fine.
Well,
That's
I mean,
all right.
you're wasting this guy's time now.
Well, I don't know. I mean, if it goes over well, we could have him next week. It's not.
I just don't know what the point of having him on is.
I don't know if he was
Like you get the perfect amount of him, and just let him go.
You don't think there's anyone that like people would be
There may
interested
be a
in?
couple, but it's like, geez, like no.
Like you don't think if we could
Here's
somehow
a big character in Dave's fucking pizza reviews. No.
you don't think if like you rounded up the whole crew from like Joe and Pat's from that review, I saw it's 4 years ago, that would be like people would be interested in that?
Eddie, no, I don't necessarily think they would, because they're like homeless people. But that review is the most famous review in, I don't know, 8 years. These aren't even out yet.
Yeah, but like I guess the thought was you're just not going to care about it next week.
It's a bad thought. They're not going to care about, period. It's like,
All right, then it is what it is. Let's move on.
but you asked them, so have him come on. I guess if he's sitting there waiting, bring him on.
Yeah, but if you're going to come out and be pouty, like what's the fucking
I'm not
point
pouty.
then too?
It's just there's no point.
I mean, okay then.
That's an F minus like guest. It's a waste of fucking time.
All right, if you don't want, I was told he was
Like
a character.
I have no more interest in him. I mean, and I don't mean that negatively. Like I met him. I like him a lot. He's a funny guy, nice guy. He was in like 4 or 5 pizza reviews. But like, okay, what are we gonna interview him about?
I don't know. I mean,
What was it like to be in the pizza review? It's just a crazy thing.
All right. Then we'll just move on. Let's move on.
Okay.
How did Ethan do?
He didn't do bad. I don't know what I was expecting. It's a tough spot to like be put in. I just wanted to see how I meshed with him, like personality-wise. He won't be in my crew anytime soon. I told him that. But I don't know what I was expecting. Sometimes you click, sometimes you don't. It's a weird setup because I'm not in New York anymore, right? So a lot of times the people who do mesh with me, it's not instant and it's over time. Like Frankie, I tried to fire. Hanks was a disaster. Gaz was thrown in there and it was sink or swim. So these aren't people that I maybe, if it's like you have a week to see how it goes with me, would have worked either. So it was a very tough spot to be, but my instinct was like, no, not the right guy for a misfit crew.
What was his reaction when you told him? Was he upset?
Got it. I think he knew. He was there too. He's like, thanks for telling me. Like, yeah, I didn't know what to expect and I had the same vibe. So
what was his like, what was, wasn't quirky
it's
enough?
It's impossible. You know, it's feel. I know that's like a lame answer. Like, it's feel. It's how do you mesh with somebody, how comfortable are. And not that I wasn't comfortable, but like every personality is different. Everything works differently. I'm not the easiest person to get along with. So, and I don't mean that like I'm a jerk. It's just, I don't know. Some people I meet right away and it's like, yep, it's there and the giving back and forth is there, and it just wasn't over the course of a week. Not negatively. I'm very specific, and I can't put it into words. Like Hank had it weirdly. Like when even watching these old videos, like that's like whatever the give and take I had with Hank, like worked for me.
Well, you found humor in him.
Yeah.
So you didn't really find.
I didn't find the humor in him there. And that may be a compliment because maybe he's not as quirky or like he was way more normal, and normal isn't always what I'm looking for.
Ah, yeah, no, that's perfectly put. Now, you said you didn't like shut the door totally though. You said for now, so there's a possibility he can work his way back.
Yeah, he still wants to work at Barstool, so like that's always I won't close that door on him. He's just got to figure out a role. Like we're not throwing around money for people who don't have roles.
Mm-hmm. All right, so stay tuned.
Is the Greek still there? Bring the fucking Greek on until we already cut him.
Nah, he's not anymore.
All right.
You feel bad?
Well, yeah. I mean, I like the guy.
Bro, how do you act like there's nothing to talk about?
No, we got the perfect amount because I know I've been doing this for 2 decades.
But
we got the perfect amount of him. There's nothing more to add. Like we got the perfect amount of him.
But like
maybe if I went back and did like another round with him, like we've never had Uber Debbie on this. Like in Uber Debbie, I actually had beef at one point.
We tried, and there was a falling out.
She's I never said no to Uber Debbie.
You never said no. But
no, I know. So what are you talking about? She would have come on in a second.
I know, but it was just like, all right, it doesn't seem like this is a thing.
That
anymore,
almost seems like she'd be more if there was a falling out, and she's a far more legendary character than somebody who hasn't really even been seen yet.
But like, I don't understand how you could say, "Oh, I don't know what we're gonna do here," but then you talk about assembling a weird crew. We got a weird guy. Let's people.
Yeah, but it's
see
a
him.
weird guy. Toronto.
But that's my point. It's like
Eddie, have you seen the pizza reviews? We got the perfect amount of them. Sometimes we overdo it. It's like we got the perfect amount of Bill the Greek, and I love Bill the Greek. But like, I spent a decent amount. I have nothing more to talk to Bill the Greek about except, I guess, did you like being in the pizza review? Like we get what we need out of Bill the Greek. Is Austin here?
Should be.
So, I mean, he had to be the one because he got all the Bill the Greek. Like, what more did you think we were getting out of Bill the Greek? I assume this came from you. Who else could it come from? So, do you think they were, like, were you pro? Like, yeah, he'll add to it. Like, what more could we get out of Bill the Greek?
I don't like.
We'll watch listen. We'll watch the reviews. I love the guy. I think the reviews are all very funny. I'm glad we bumped into him. Like, he'd be reoccurring probably if we're in Toronto. The reviews, first of all, this would beat the reviews. This would be out before the reviews.
Yeah, I guess, you see.
Like, we have one review today. Today's Tuesday. This show comes out Tuesday. And then we have, like, 2 more with him. We're giving it all away. We're giving it all away.
All right, man. I don't know. I don't know what to say. It's just, you never know who walks in and who people like. And,
I like Bill the Greek.
Yakking a pizza guy in. That was a big, like, dude, people like, normal people
What
play.
pizza guy?
And their fucking case race day. Like, normal people play. Like, you know how it is. Like, come on, dude. Like, it's not, the thing that's so preposterous is, I get your point about beating it. Sure. That makes sense. We just figured you're not going to want to talk about it next week because it's over. Like, you move a million miles, you're going to be coming out of fucking.
We got the
with
perfect
Canelo.
amount to Bill the Greek. If I go back to Toronto, I'll hook him up. I'll look him up, be like, Bill the Greek, what are we doing? But enough Bill the Greek.
All right.
I love Bill the Greek. I don't like that I've had to say bad things. He's actually today's, tomorrow's, the next, and another. He's in 4 more pizza reviews.
So you like Bill the Greek, though, just to be clear?
Yes.
Okay. Not many people you like.
But like, I spent so much time with him. I haven't seen the reviews. I'm guessing a lot of the questions like are answered in the pizza reviews.
All right. It is what it is. Let's keep it going. Let's move. Let's talk about Birddogs, and then we'll keep it going, Dave.
Yeah, Birddogs, joggers, shorts, the best of the best. Birddogs. Birddogs.com. Promo code Portnoy. They'll throw in the Birddogs dad hat. How do I not have that? Birddogs.com. Promo code Portnoy. Boom, free Birddogs dad hat with your pair of Birddogs. Gear up for the summer with Birddogs. You'll not take these things off, I promise. I want to see the dad hat. They send me the winter hat. I'm in warm weather climates. I'll take the dad hat. I'll wear it, Birddogs. Get your Birddogs. They send me footballs, winter hats when I'm in 80 degree. Where's the dad hat? I want the dad hat.
Go.
I guess I got to order some Birddogs.
What did that place, San Remo, was it called?
Yeah.
What? So how did that interaction go down? Were they like they were full
Great.
of shit?
So we went, and I'm a crazy person, but I'm not that crazy. Like, yes, and this is BlogTO where they wrote the article. Pizza places in Toronto that reached out to me, they were like, BlogTO cut and pasted, sent to all of them. Like, you really want this guy coming? He's Hitler. You know the allegations, blah, blah. It's an impossible spot to put these places in. It's like they have who knows who's answering the phone or who they're talking to. And they're basically being like, we're going to write an article that you support this type of behavior. Who cares if it's true, any of that? Regardless, what do you do as a local pizza place? So a lot of them were like, oh, well, we didn't know. We don't want, like, I can't hold them responsible for that. So I went, the place is awesome. It's an awesome bakery. This is a future pizza review. And they also were like, we're sorry about that. Like, we're actually big fans. They had like a PR person. It's like, they hit us up during lunch hour. We were caught off guard and they were like super happy you came. Then it kind of continued because everyone's like saying they got misquoted or like it wasn't fair. I don't know that any of the places actually got misquoted, but it's like they just gave a quick answer and then BlogTO runs with it and they're put on blast against me, which is the last thing they want. So BlogTO basically went back at because they took a picture with me. Like the owner of San Remo, he's like king of small business. So I posted it. And then BlogTO was like, that's not what they said. They're liars, essentially. And San Remo basically was trying to explain what I said. It's like, you guys caught off us guard. Like, we're just a small business. We value any publicity. We like him. I don't know what you're talking about, the allegations. And BlogTO kept deleting their comments. Like, they tell the story, they delete it. And it's weird because the woman we had on here, Eddie, I think, like, what BlogTO is doing, which is cowardly, is who knows who's running that BlogTO account when they were doing it. The writer who wrote the article and is responsible for what I would say this type of journalism, doesn't want to be part of it. She's taken her name, as we said. The woman we spoke with DM'd me on the side being like, I'm like, and I forget what she said, but I'm like, how can you take the author out if you guys keep talking about it? She's like, fair point, basically. So she's not running the Twitter. She also said somebody reached out to BlogTO and said they had a screenshot of me using the N-word in a group chat, and they were trying to get BlogTO to pay for it. And I was like, that's 100% false. I know what I have. As I said a million times, I've never, ever used that word, not on camera, and I will never do it again. But I've known, like, whether it's quoting the lyric, that was a bad clip. Like, I'm making it sound like I throw that word. I've never used it, not outside of quoting anybody, a song or the guy in jail, ever. I don't use that word, never. It does not come out of my mouth. So it's like, that's not true. They're trying. For all I know, by the way, I thought it was a stoolie trying to set them up, like they're digging for info. And trust me, if I use that word in a group chat, you think it would have not come out by now with everything that has been dug up about me? So she's like, yeah, we would never do that. I'm like, well, there's nothing to do anyways. You're probably being set up. So the woman we had on, I think, is sort of still like on our side and amidst, like she said to us, it was dirty journalism. But whoever's running that main BlogTO, they just like the clicks. It's still more clicks. It's still the same game.
All right, good. That's a lot of context because your Twitter feed seemed a lot more angry about it, and I thought you had calmed down, obviously, because she admitted what she was doing. But
there's two different. I'm not mad at her.
Yeah.
But then they backtracked on that.
Yeah. No. Okay, that makes a lot more sense then. They tried to.
I don't know who's running BlogTO. It's not the woman we had on, and it's somebody who's a coward and doesn't want to put their face to it.
Now, BlogTO's Twitter account as well, or they're kind of like they're not really tweeting it. They're just almost like teasing. It felt like there was just like
no. During the San Remo, it blew up again.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was. I don't know. I noticed you getting more angry and angry. They tried to Midas touch you.
Yeah, except that what I had is real, and they had Ghost.
Yeah. Anything else then, Toronto-wise, Canada-wise?
No, I really, it's a great city. Have you ever been?
I went as a kid for like a family vacation.
I'd never been. I've been to Montreal a lot. It's close to Boston. It's a very American city. I truly loved it, and I'd love to go back. I didn't go out much. I just ate a ton of fucking pizza. But yeah, I had a great time.
How's it as a pizza city?
You know, it's interesting because not that huge, Toronto, at least relative. So I did 19 places. And any time I'm in a new city, I'm going to where people tell me. So there was very good pizza.
19's a lot.
Eddie, you think I'm taking the gas off the pedal? It was pizza, 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 pizza. Pizza work, pizza work, pizza work. Went to the Raptors game. They lost by like a hundo. And I obviously I knew Spit and Chicklets is huge, their hockey. Not to like suck my own cock. I'm a monster there. Like I'm fucking huge. Like we went to the Blue Jays game and the score, download, if you're in Ontario, download the score bet. And the Blue Jays stadium sucks. Like the dome, the roof was closed. It's like watching a baseball game in a giant like tomato can. It was just a very blah. Like, you know, you live in Chicago. You go to a place like Wrigley, probably a little bit uncomfortable, the seats, as is Fenway, but you're at a fucking baseball game. Like, the smells, the sounds, everything. And the new parks, which combine both, like the Camdens and the Jacobs, which is comfortable, and the sounds. This I felt like it was an industrial complex. But I went to the front row. The Score has these great seats, little TV. Still didn't feel great. I almost caused a riot getting out of there. Like,
it's crazy, huh?
It may just be that we've never been, but I couldn't get out. Like there were multiple security. Like it was nuts. It was the reception was really, really nuts.
No, I believe it because obviously I control the email to the show, and 35% of the emails we get, like, is from Canadians who are always like, "Oh, when are we getting a city? When are we getting this? When are we getting that?" So I don't know. Now that you've been there, would you entertain that more? Maybe get something going up there? Or?
Yeah, I mean, obviously, we look for talent, right? So if it's right, but yeah, no, it was. I really did love the city. I thought it was super cool. It reminded me of Boston. It really did.
Mm-hmm. Good trip. And then it was a big weekend. Then you swung it to New York and you went to the fight. That fight was unbelievable.
Eddie, in my top, I'd have to put the list, top 5 sporting events maybe I've ever been to. Madison Square Garden was electric. I've never heard it like that. Now, I don't know. Boxing always has that thing. You start getting ethnicities, the Irish, Dominicans. Place was, from the second we got there, absolutely buzzing. Like chills. Like I was watching the footage the next day, chills. And then the fight lived up to it. It was an unbelievable, it was a thank God I was there sporting event. We're there because it's DAZN ran it, and we're going to do Canelo next week. And I need huge numbers. You got to sign up, Barstool, DAZN, DAZN.com/Barstool. You'll get the entire telecast. The R&R crew, me, Dan, Robbie, Caleb, Roan, Large is there. And it's almost a test. And by the way, I think it could revolutionize how companies cover sports with a third party like this for boxing major events. But if we can deliver numbers, and to me, like 60,000 buys on that is numbers. I have no idea what to expect. We can do that for Rough and Rowdy. This is Canelo. He's a prohibitive favorite. I don't even know what it is. But if we do this and we can deliver numbers, I think we got a chance to call the rematch for Serrano and Taylor and for Canelo Triple G. So there is a lot riding on this telecast this coming weekend. I'm heading to Vegas Wednesday. Mr. Ice is coming. So we got a big, I'm excited to sit ringside, Canelo calling the fight a pinch me moment. But yeah, there's a lot riding on it this weekend.
I mean, the momentum's there. I mean, that fucking fight, like that.
It was unbelievable.
Yeah.
Unbelievable.
Like,
unbelievable fight. Not exaggerating at all. Unbelievable. Like a chills, pinch me moment. And to be honest, another pinch me moment. I went to the Black Bomber, what is his name? The one who is always fighting the Gypsy King. My name's
Wilder?
so. Yeah, versus somebody at Brooklyn, and that was another unbelievable fight. A back and forth where he looked like this was before he lost to the Gypsy King, and it looked like he was going to get knocked out. He came back. So I've always said it. For me, nothing beats a great fight. Boxing. I'm one of the few still a boxing guy.
That was that atmosphere because it's one thing to be there, but to really shine through on TV, and that did.
And I was at McGregor Mayweather in Vegas with unbelievable sights of all people. I went with Rappaport. I took him. This was a 10. That was a 1.
Wow,
like that fight was the most disappointing. The weigh-ins sucked. The walk-ins sucked. Everything about that fight sucked. Mayweather versus McGregor. They stole your money. And I went to Logan Paul, Mayweather, 1. This was a 10. This was as good as it can be, period.
So, Monster Weekend coming up, DAZN.com/Barstool. Go buy the fight, and then, hopefully.
Big Cat saw Skipper.
Oh, really? Where at?
Yeah. The fight.
At, like, the back, like, going to the concourse?
In the back.
Was it like a real...
Yeah, in the back. He saw him with Spider, he said, and he was, like, waiting to make eye contact with him. And then Dan said he made eye contact. Skipper walked the other way. Skipper is very lucky that was not me making eye contact because Dan's, like, the best to ever do it in so many different areas. Where he and I differ is I would have been in cancel mode. Like, if I saw John Skipper, hey, John Skipper, someone should cut this head. If I ever see you, there's no point to walk away because I'm coming. So you might as well just get the confrontation done with. Kind of like what Ponder did to me when she's like, there he is. I'm going to go for him. That's what I do. And I respect if you do it. But no walking away, you cokehead.
Oh, that would have been fucking. That would have been wild.
Yeah, I don't know what he was doing there. To be honest, I don't. I think he has a role and title with the Zone. I don't really know.
Yeah.
You know who else made their reappearance?
Who's
Superman.
that?
Superman.
Oh, he was at the Las Vegas fight though, right?
Yeah. People are sending me screenshots of him in Vegas. He's back.
I saw that.
That's somebody, if I were him, I'd be like, if I see him, I'm going up to him. Although he was totally in the wrong. But, I mean, I may dragged him longer and harder than I've ever dragged anybody.
Yeah.
He deserved it. He
you did
deserved
go
it.
hard on him.
I mean,
Yeah.
he deserved it. Unless everything Alex said was a lie, which it's not because it all played out exactly. But, I mean, he tried to steal Call Her Daddy and have them break their contract and make up all this shit. So he deserved it. But, you know, he messed with the wrong fucking hombre.
Those are both different scenarios, though. Like, both different suits. One was, like, very, you know, he obviously canceled the show after one time, and it was pretty...
That was the best thing that ever happened to us.
just put gas in the fire.
If that ESPN show took off, I shouldn't say who knows where, Dan and PFT. We're in a very different spot, probably. But Dan said it a quadrillion times. It crystallized he's Barstool. And even though he may not be held accountable or have done or said or people viewed like me, like my controversies, the stink is on him for life. And that became like crystal clear to him. It was clear to me before, like the way they talked to me in the meetings, but Big Cat and PFT wanted to do it. But the way it just tumbled down, it centered Barstool. It's a very different place if Skipper doesn't do that.
Were you at one point convinced that it was going to go well and they were going to leave for ESPN?
No, I didn't know what it would do, but I knew what they were doing. They were trying out our talent. Mm-hmm. Like it was, hey, let us test drive PMT. And if it worked, they would. And at that time, I don't know what churning. I don't think we could. They could have. Hey, here's $100 million. Or wow, who fucking knows what they would have said? But I don't think we were in a position to match it. But I knew they were test driving PMT. So the natural question is, hey, Dave, why would you let them do that? Because Big Cat and PFT wanted to do that. So it's like Big Cat was here for I don't know how long at that point. It's like I didn't want him to do it, but just like if he said now I'm dying to do something, it's like all right, you've earned that.
Were you like? Did you say that
really
though?
Stifle it. What?
Did you say that at the moment though? Like, hey, I don't.
No, not really.
No.
That was like I said, that was a time that I think like Big Cat was. And again, this is all revision. People have heard this. We were doing Barstool for a long time. PMT was exploding. And it's like, okay, what do the next 10 years of my life look like?
Yeah. And weren't like, you guys were not probably in the best spot, right? With the Jay Hammy, like that was a lot of.
Jay Hammy?
Was that during that moment or was that later?
No, Jay Hammy had nothing to do. I'm sure people didn't like the Jay Hammy like Dave's lost his mind. But that wasn't. As my recollection, that had absolutely nothing to do with that.
Okay.
I feel like you just threw that in there just to like throw a stick at me. That's fine.
No,
I don't care anymore, Eddie. I don't care. I was an idiot. Boo. I was an idiot. Boo.
No sticks. No sticks. Sunday, the Celtics game. That looks sick.
It's the first perk I've ever gotten. Second. The first two perks, Giacomo's in the South End, my favorite restaurant. I've told, again, this story, but people don't know this. The second Barstool newspaper ever written, I'm like, I'm going to do restaurant reviews in Boston. So the first restaurant I reviewed was Giacomo's, South End, my favorite restaurant in the world. Closed, by the way, now. And I wrote it. I left the newspaper in there. Like fast forward 6 years later, the guy owner, Richie, who I'm now friends with, there's one in Wakefield still open. He owns Ponzo in the North End. I love it. Calls me. He's like, hey, I read that article like 6 years ago. If you ever want to come in for a free meal, it's on me. And that's when I met him, formed a relationship with him. Great local guy, best food ever. Perk number one, I could always get a table at Giacomo's. I remember sitting there one time. It's hard to get in there. No reservations. Peter King was waiting outside for like an hour. I was just like, Two, the Celtics. sitting on the wood, courtside. The guy who runs the tickets, his family's big Barstool people. And I remember, I think the first time I reached out and offered tickets, I didn't even believe him. I was like, yeah, really? Like, I can just ask you for tickets? He'll give it to me? And he has been true to his word for a long, long time. And there's nothing, it's my favorite thing to do. It's almost my biggest miss about Boston. Sitting on the court for NBA games, there's nothing. You hear the players. It's just a totally different experience. I love it. So, yeah, I took Iceman.
And listen, I know, and people are like, oh, he's sucking his own dick. But I'm literally asking you, but how was the reception when they showed you?
Huge.
Yeah.
I get a big pop. I always do. Like, it's hard to tell versus other people. Like, the Patriots were there. I'm sure you saw that picture, my new friend.
Yeah,
Mac.
I got that here.
Mac. So the Patriots are there. What's his face? That singer. Why is my brain dying?
Jack Harlow.
Jack Harlow was there. And then I was there. Those are the Jumbotron people. It's big. Elio said it was the biggest of the group, but it's hard to tell. I don't know. I get people like me in Boston. It's like, and I wrote that sappy tweet about it because I do love the fucking city so much when I'm there. But any city you probably go where the local guy like makes good, and it was such a local company in the beginning. People respect that.
Yeah, that's my next thing here. Obviously, you had the sentimental tweet that you're blown away at the reaction you get when you come home. Obviously, you say there's nothing like Boston. So, what was there like a certain interaction that made you say that, or what? How did that come about?
The Celtics always like the feedback, but then we went to dinner in the North End, and we left the North End, and it's just like people are just excited to see me. And the Four Seasons has turned into like Dave Portnoy Inc., but they put me in an unbelievable room. They got Frank Pepe's pizza like waiting for me. It's just a little bit surreal. Like I know Barstool is successful, but and I love the fucking city. I really like miss it a lot.
Do you have like a place there where like there's a certain, because you spent so much time around the Garden, handing out papers. Do you have like a place where like there was a news rack or like a certain area of the outside the stadium where?
No, I mean, I literally put in the thing. I knew all the ticket scalpers. I don't even know if it's legal. I don't see them anymore. But like I became friends with them, like because I was yelling at people to take the newspaper, and the ticket scalpers are like. And I remember years after, as I started going in, they're like, "Happy for you, like good job." So I mean, I literally that's part of it. I knew every part of the fucking city, because I was delivering the newspapers. Obviously, South End, I lived there for a while. It's just, I lived every part of the city, actually. But it's just good to be home.
Yeah, and interestingly enough, coincided with the Massachusetts Senate approved sports betting. So
Yeah, but I guess, like, there's a ways to go there. From what I've gathered, like, the head of, I don't know, the Senate or the House is very anti-gambling, and she's the one holding it up when the entire state wants gambling. But as she's trying to say no college sports, which is fucking lunacy.
at all, not just like UMass and
Yeah.
shit. Oh wow.
Yeah. No, yeah. Just to, I think, be a jerk about it. I don't know. So we'll see what happens there.
I mean, if that happens though, that's a surefire way. There's going to be an office. There's going to be a bar. There's going to be everything, right?
Yep. Yeah. Oh, by the way, and I know it's like I'm getting older, and this is such a touchy thing to do, because we don't, and even as I say it, it's as I'm thinking the future, like say things that I actually really believe, as opposed to trying to be more tight-lipped about it. But huge, and even maybe start going into more subjects that are just like rundown or things I'd always talk about. Obviously, the biggest story in the country right now, which I'm sure everybody's seen, is like that leaked Politico, like Roe versus Wade thing. Mm-hmm. You've seen that, correct?
I saw it yesterday. We had a happy hour and shit, but I saw a little bit. I wasn't able to.
So you don't even know what that is? How can you live in this country and not know what
Well,
that
it's
is?
like an abortion bill, right?
Yeah, but they're saying supposedly there's a leaked document that says that the Supreme Court is getting ready to overturn Roe versus Wade. Roe versus Wade is the federal law that guarantees right of choice for women. This is where politics gets so nuts to me because I would go to my grave. I'd say 80 to 90. I see 70. You can't get rid of Roe versus Wade. Like, some religious people will be like, oh, baby, no. 90%, anybody who's normally thinking, if a woman wants to do it, it's her choice, her body, her choice, all that. To go backwards, it shows how fucked up politics are and how people are so circular because everyone's like, Republicans this, Republicans that. Like, it's so crazy. I think it's a scam by the Democrats because if this became an issue, the Democrats would win the White House no matter what because, like, people get everything so fucking muddled here. It doesn't matter, Republican, Democrat. You can't support this. This is like going back in time. Like, what are we in the 20s? It's so preposterous that I think the thing's made up. But you have to let women do that. That's a cause that, like, there's very few times I'll come out because you can't win with it. And it's certainly a controversial issue. But, like, I would walk in a rally for that. It is fucking insane. And that it's so insane, I think it's almost made up and employed by the Democrats because they know how bad Biden's approval ratings are, that it's like, well, how do you swing it back the other way? That's all I'm going to say on that. But if that thing's true, then that's a sad day in this country. That's all I'm going to say about that. But it has to be said. There's certain issues you have to come out and be like, what are we fucking talking about here? Overturning Roe versus Wade? What are we talking about? That's it. I had to say that.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Well, it's you didn't
It's
have
a
to do
very
that.
important. It's a crazy. It's like, I know I should keep my mouth shut on it, but that's one of those issues you cannot keep your mouth shut on. You just can't.
Well, yeah. I mean, it's a no-brainer. It's
But I don't even know how. Like, yes, I get it's religious. People will be like, no, this, that, but fine. But 80% of the country, you can't think that way. They just don't. So how can you, like, what the fuck? Crazy.
I agree with you. I agree. Just the Senate thing? It just popped in, obviously.
Well, it's a huge, talking about, but it's a huge story. I mean, it's a gigantic, and again, there's no confirmation that it's even a real report. My brain is so fucked up with how dirty politics are. It would be a brilliant tactic by the Democrats to be like, let's leak this because Republicans will vote. I do believe, like me, I don't care taxes. I don't care nothing. If that is an issue, I'd vote Democrat. So it's a great fucking ploy. I don't understand, and I thought this in my head too. It's like theoretically Republicans are like less government, small government. So like, shouldn't Republicans be pro-choice because let the person? Now I know the argument. Yeah, you don't want the federal government making the laws. You want the state. But overall, the less government is just let a fucking woman do what she wants with her body. Keep the government out of it. That's to me what that is. It's like, yeah, you can't ban it. If a woman wants it, great. She doesn't want it, great. Her choice. No government. Less government. Less government. That, whatever. Mm-hmm. It's a crazy thing. It has to be said. People, I'm sure some people are like, that's not your thing. They're going to be mad. It's a super sensitive issue. I don't care. Certain issues, you have to be like, what the fuck are you talking about? This is one of them.
all right. How was that Mac Jones interaction?
Great. He's my new best friend.
What was his? Was he like Barstool? Like, he was just knowing?
Yeah, it was
you?
super nice. I asked him. I never asked for selfies. Never. I had to. It's like I felt like a dick, but it's like I gotta let people know we're planning, we're plotting, we're not worried. I asked him OBJ. I'm like, what was that OBJ text? Like, he should fucking be dead.
He just laughed.
Yeah. No, he's a nice guy. Gets to the facility at 4 a.m. every day. The guy's a winner.
4 a.m.
Yeah, first guy in, last guy out.
Wow. Did you do your tape work on Strange?
On who?
The new
the lineman?
Yeah.
I trust Belichick. I mean, fucking the Rams coach McVay making jokes. Buddy, shut up. You scored 1 point against us in the Super Bowl.
Felix Gray, Dave. Are you wearing some Felix Grays right now?
I am. I don't know what model they are, but I need them. I'm getting to the point in my life I need them even if I'm not looking at screens. My eyes will twitch and get tired. I've been wearing them forever. They're somewhere, this ad, but the wind blew. Oh, I found it. Five years ago, Felix Gray set out to create eyewear that would improve daily screen time. Mission to create a better relationship with technology. They filter 15x more blue light that can make screen time tough on eyes, disruptive to sleep. I like the Roblaze. I don't know if I have any here, but non-prescription and prescription available. Check out now Felix Gray's glasses, FelixGrayGlasses.com/Dave. That's FelixGrayGlasses.com/Dave. Free shipping, free returns, free exchanges. FelixGrayGlasses.com/Dave.
Is it like you notice your eyes feel better and everything too?
100%. I can't sleep if I'm on a computer a lot. My eyes twitch now when I go to sleep. Like I'll wear them watching TV. I'll wear them like obviously here when I'm like, oh, they're right there. I didn't put them on because I do this and BFFs in the same day, so it's like 3 or 4 hours looking at a screen.
It's a lot. All right, let's talk some Stulapalooza here. Stulapalooza. Yeah, the security guard was asking you if you were going, right, Dave?
So funny. So funny. At the fight, the security guard's just sitting there. He's like, so you guys going to Stu's on Sunday? How was it, Stu?
Hey, it was absolutely amazing. It just like, it's one of those perfect parties where I've been planning it forever and it just went perfectly. It was really a lot of fun. And as you know, I'm the biggest people pleaser, I'm the biggest, more the merrier guy, and everybody just had a great time. My father was able to come, 85 years old. We took him out of the rehab and he came and he saw all the people kissing girls, and that was the best thing there, to be honest with you, my father. But the band played, first they started with singing the national anthem. And let's say there was 200 people at the time there when they started. 40% of the crowd was hysterical crying. It was unbelievable. It was like Whitney Houston sang it. And then from there, it just went. And it was 4 hours of dancing. Pulled my groin a little bit because I'm, fat, obese, and old. But I danced for a couple of hours. And there was about 700 people there, 530 at the peak one time. And food was amazing. We had a pig roast, which people bragged about. Amazing chicken, sausage, hot dogs, hamburgers, popcorn, cotton candy, ice cream, face painters, and a lot of your Barstool people were there, thank God.
Fire dancers. I saw the fire dancers.
And did you like them? That was a lot of fun. And then my oldest son DJ'd at night. And be honest with you, you couldn't tell I had a party when everyone left. Everyone was so courteous. There was nothing on the floor. It was breathtaking. So it was a lot of fun, Dave. I wish you were there, and God willing, next year you'll be there.
I gave Stu I will give it my best effort to be there next year. I probably would have gone to the Celtics game. It's like my favorite thing to do in the world. So I was in New York to go do that. But how many years have you done it, Stu?
Well, I haven't had something this big in a long time, spending $75,000 on a fucking party on a Sunday for absolutely no reason. Really, the party was off of an epic sale where I was supposed to run the Long Island Half Marathon that morning and then have the party. So, I went from 220 to 192, running 30 a week. And then I smoked one really good joint, Dave. And then I gained back all the weight. So I said, the fuck with it. I would say I've had about 70 parties like this.
So do you start planning like the next one today?
I was planning it while that one was happening. Correct. You know me. You know me. I only look for the net. I don't sit on my laurels. I'm looking for the bigger, better always. Correct. What I was thinking too, as an outside shot, I think you're going to know where I'm going with this. Sylvana, whether you marry her or not, is marriage material. If you would like to marry Sylvana, which I'd be honored, at the house, and now I'm getting my license, so legally I can marry people. It would be an honor. Maybe just the engagement party, the pre-engagement party, baby shower, whatever it is, whatever you got to do.
Okay, I'll keep that in mind, Stu.
Thank you.
That's a very generous offer.
And I do listen. Without you, I can't afford to throw that party. So I love you. God bless you. Everybody talks about, what Barstool doesn't do. How about what it does do? It creates dreams for people that on their own could never have them. So God bless you and thank you.
Beautiful. Beautiful.
And then, I don't know. I'm going into the office today. I'm going to be on the Spit and Chiclet podcast for the first time, give some hockey stories. And then I'm staying for the live stream tonight. So I'll be on the live stream promoting your company's bigger. What?
Chiclets invited you on their podcast?
Yeah, right now, my Uber is in the driveway where after I get out of this, I'm going to smoke a joint and drive right to Manhattan. Yes, they're waiting for me.
Wow, that's pretty impressive.
It is impressive, and I'm blessed that they have respect for me because of you. What are you going to do? Give you
Well,
some good...
I've never been on Chiclets.
Well, you're not me. I'm Stu Feiner. You're fucking not. I mean, you are Dave Portnoy, but you're not me. Let's, hold your horses, buddy.
Let's see if he picks up here.
Come on.
Who, Whitney?
Yeah. He was mad about this. He said he was disallowed on this show. I said, you're on anytime you want. He said you told him he couldn't talk about Silvana, so he never came on. It's like
I told him that?
That's what he said.
And
No, he didn't say that.
He did.
Because that's not true.
He did.
That's
let me
fucked
read-
up
let-
if he
let-
said
let-
that.
Let me read the exchange.
I don't think he's
if
in
I
New
cut a
York.
deal with him, but if I cut
What?
a deal with him, we do King Stewie.
Whitney.
How much of an end do you get?
He's in New York
No,
now.
I don't think he's there. Like yesterday, it was just Biz, Merles, and RA and Grinnell.
Wait, all right. Let me see what he said.
There's not. I don't
Because
know.
somebody in Canada is like, tell Whitney his episodes are too long. They're 3 hours. So I said, your episodes are 3 hours long. I have 3 kids here saying you need to learn about attention spans if you want to be big. He said, I'm as big as I want to be. I said 3 hours is a bit much. He said, nice you're talking to me again. Thought I'd never hear from you again. Yeah, I agree, tad long, but once a week so people listen. I go, what does that mean? Don't know. Came on Portnoy show to make fun of you doing TikToks with your girlfriend. Then Eddie calls me saying I can't talk about your girlfriend anymore, and I never hear from you again. I go, buddy, that doesn't come from me. Come on next show.
Oh, that directive wasn't from me, though.
Wasn't from wasn't from me.
I know it wasn't from you, and it wasn't from me. I was passing along a directive.
I mean, we're totally different spots. She was getting dragged through, but no, I want Whitney. I love talking to Whitney.
Whitney could come on fucking every week. He should be the third
He's a
tier.
monster.
Yes.
The guy's a monster.
He's absolutely not picking up the call though.
Yeah, that's fucked up. Hey, Stu, what ran you the most at the party?
As far as?
What was you said 75. What was the...
tents were 20, security was 8,500, food was 25, band was 15, stuff like that.
What was the biggest hit? What didn't hit as much as you thought would?
Everything was perfect. It was like the perfect storm when, it was the perfect storm. If there was 100 things on my checklist, Ed, by the grace of God, 101 went right.
Oh, wow.
So it was just, I wish you were there.
Yeah.
A lot of people couldn't come. A lot of people didn't come because I didn't allow parking, because I couldn't park anybody. But the next one will be amazing. I'm so excited, Yes.
I am going to make an honest effort to get there next year.
All right, perfect. And then, listen, I always wanted to throw a Barstool party during the summer just with Barstool people. Erica had the idea in 2018, which just never happened. We could easily do that, just only Barstool. I'll lock the place down and we could just hang out, maybe so we don't need to wait until next year. We could do it this summer.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know if I'm going on a Stu Feiner party circuit. I said that I try to get to one. So thank you, Stu.
Thanks,
Listen,
Stu.
Dave, I love you. God bless you. Eddie, I
See
love
ya.
you. God bless you. And then should I say something to Ryan to make the overture that he is allowed on the Dave Portnoy show?
He knows. I told
Will I
him.
be
He
the
knows.
messenger?
I think he said next week.
Oh, okay, fair enough. That's good. All right, I'm glad I did your bidding then by accident. We opened up the relationship with.
Well,
your
yeah,
probably
no, it was
number
already
two
up.
guy, right?
It was already up. I just can't believe I've never been invited on Spittin' Chicklets. All right.
All right. Well, listen, I'll ask if you could come on.
He's just not
I'll
answering
ask,
my phone.
Maybe I'll squeeze you in.
This is so rude what he's doing right here. Okay,
I love you. Tell Savannah she's amazing, please.
I will. I'll pass it
Because
along.
she's in top. She's so beautiful and such a nice person. I hear too. Only good. What are you calling Whitney? No.
I'm trying to. Yes.
All right.
All right.
Is he what would we say the order of it? Big Cat number 1, then Whitney number 2, or is Whitney number 1, Big Cat number 2?
No, Big Cat's way bigger than Whitney.
Oh, he is way bigger. But I thought because his liquor brings in so much money, don't you get an end of that? And it would cut. So I'm saying.
Yeah, but they do well on that. But no, Big Cat. Whitney's not even a full-time employee. I love Ryan, but
no. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you for correcting me. All right.
Yeah.
So Big Cat stands number 1.
Yeah.
Okay. Very
This
good.
guy, what unbelievable. All right.
Thank you, Stu.
All right. And listen, if you call me, by the way, Dave, I'll pick up. I won't piss on you like Whitney is shunning you right now in front of your crowd. Eddie, I think this is disrespectful. Shouldn't Whitney have a responsibility that if Dave calls, he picks up regardless?
Whitney,
I would like to hope so.
Whitney marched to the beat of his own drum, and I respect
him, but
it.
I would. That's the
just
bottom
blowing
line.
him. All right.
You call me, I pick up. I'm
Thank you,
always
Stu.
carrying 25,000 cash for bail money, and I carry a gun because my father has a federal firearms license. So that's who I am, just so you know.
I knew that, Stu.
I know you do. I love you. Thank you for having me on.
All right. See ya.
Thank you, Stu. How many times you call him? 3?
Like 7. He must be busy, clearly. He usually does pick up.
Yeah. For the record, we need to clear that up. That was not.
Yeah. Listen, it was early. I'm fine with it. We make the TikToks, whatever. I could care less.
Yeah, that was last fall. That directive didn't come from you, or it didn't come from me. But just putting that out there. We should add Whitney as a third chair in the show. He'd be amazing, but he doesn't want to. He likes his life. It is what it is.
Okay.
Speaking of podcasts, you went on $1 million worth of game.
Yeah. I love those guys. I didn't know what direction. It was kind of like a serious interview.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, I didn't think, I don't know. They were like, well, our crowd hasn't heard your story, but anybody who follows me before them would know everything. There was nothing new in it. But maybe their crowd.
Was it very similar to the Nelk one?
No.
I'm going to watch it. I just haven't yet.
Yeah, no.
But they've been holding out on you for a long time.
I know. For anybody who knows me, you don't have to watch it. There wasn't anything new in it.
The Chop Suey clip was funny though.
Yeah.
The song he was singing.
Yep.
And then also we were talking about this, and you were tweeting about it. There's a shadow ban update? You were.
So yeah. Listen. It's not just me. A lot of people who are viewed as, I guess, conservatives. I again don't consider myself that, but there's no doubt once it became public that Elon was buying the company, my Twitter followers went up, and there's a lot of stories very similar. And people are like, he doesn't own the company yet. No shit. But if there is a shadow ban in place, and the guy who bought the company is very anti it, you may start unrolling it before he gets in. So maybe you save your own ass or your own hide, or things don't become public that would. So I think there's something to it. It's just too big of a coincidence.
What didn't he have like a mega viral tweet though? Like, didn't he have like a tweet that had 200,000 likes? Doesn't that?
Who?
You. I think you had a big tweet.
What?
Gaz, are you in here still? Could Paulie Playoffs jump in here? Maybe not.
No, I think he's bringing the ring
aware
light, but I think he's talking about
not
you just
aware
going
of that.
viral during the Elon stuff, so that could be a contributor. But
Oh, I don't think I went uber viral on that.
Are you looking right now?
No more viral than I do normal times.
I don't know. How about that? We didn't get to it last week, but it's on the list. I carried it over. That did you see that Safe Moon expose by that guy CoffeeZilla?
No. Oh, I know who CoffeeZilla is. I didn't see the expose. How was my safe? Well, there's always been rumors about them.
Yeah, then they got a bunch of old people in a lawsuit and shit like that. There was.
Well, I knew they had a lawsuit. My Safe Moon, which I did convert over, is now worth $2,000. So it hasn't been the greatest investment I've ever made. That is for sure. Mm-hmm. They had the balls to complain too. Like, shut up, Safe Moon. Like, I still own it, but stop yapping.
Yeah, I don't know. They didn't. From what I understand, the guy didn't really come at you hard. You were just examples in the video of what you said about it. But you've always been.
Oh,
good.
I'm in the video?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know you meant that.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
Safe Moon didn't pay me dick.
Yeah, and he noted that you've said before, like, hey, I don't know shit. This is just what I'm doing. I'm just letting you know. But in his perspective, Kareem, unless I'm missing something here, right? I know you were super deep into that.
yeah, basically just said there was proof of the CEO the guy who complained, that John guy, I think his name is, and he apparently, so the liquidity pool that they had was supposed to be like locking, like it's supposed to auto magically lock, which means you can't get rid of it, and that's why people invested in it. And apparently they were taking some of that money, especially during the migration of the V1 to the V2, and he was selling it for his own gain, and he made like, I don't know, $10 million personally or something. So, but Dave's part in it was just him showing that, I think it was the Fox News clip where you went on and said that it was like the worst investment you've ever made, and he just put that in there. But he never said anything about you or like taking money for it.
I mean, clearly, somebody who benefited wouldn't go say that. So I'm pretty clear about that.
What's up with that Murakami NFT?
So that guy's just a stoolie. He reached out one day. He's like, "Can I send you this NFT?" And last time I saw it was like worth 18, 19 grand. He's like a famous Japanese streetwear artist.
Yeah, he's like a big deal from what I understand.
Yeah, yes, he is very much, and he loves bar. I think he just thinks I eat pizza, but out of the blue, he's like, "Can I send you?" I'm like, "Sure." He's like, "You need a MetaMask address." I asked Quigs how to do it, and then I didn't think too much about it, and I saw somewhere like the number one like trending up NFT was this guy. So I DM'd him like, "Did you ever send that?" He's like, "Yeah, it's here." I looked, I had it, worth like 20 grand.
It's a
That's
seed,
nice.
so it hasn't minted yet. But when
Correct.
when it mints, it could be worth more depending on like what you get.
What I get,
It's like 23 grand now, I think.
Love it, and
How's-
people are buying, sell it. Like there's a market for it. Like I could sell it tomorrow if I want to.
Any word NFTU? Are you still doing that, or what's
They're
your?
taking I am. They're taking a little time off. I think they're coming back for like college football season.
Okay. All right, NFTs, fucking stocks, whatever.
People hate when I talk about NFTs, but still.
Let's do Helix Sleep, Dave. Then let's do Inside Barstool.
I got these little fans that are creating what I would describe as chaos with the ads. Here we go. Why would you buy a mattress made for somebody else? With Helix, you get a mattress that you know will be perfect for the way you sleep. Helix Sleep has a quiz that just takes 2 minutes to complete, matches your body type and sleep preferences to the perfect mattress for you. Every is unique. Helix knows that, so they have several different mattress models to choose from. I took the quiz. I matched with Helix Midnight Luxe mattress because I want something that felt medium firm. I don't like too soft. I like it a little on the harder side. So if you're looking for a mattress, that's what she said. You take the quiz, you order the mattress you match to, and mattress comes right to your door, shipped for free. Just go to helix.com/Dave. Take their 2-minute sleep quiz, and they'll match you to a customized mattress that'll give you best sleep of your life. I like cool mattresses, firm mattresses. That's my jam.
Go get it. helixsleep.com/Dave. I love my Helix mattress. They sent me one. It's very comfortable, and I'm very happy that they sent me one. So thank you, Helix. Inside Barstool, Stephen Shea, what'd you think of his draft? He was voted #1 mock draft by the mock draft database.
Oh, that noted outlet?
No respect for the mock
cares?
draft database, huh?
I saw him talking about it. They have 3,000 followers. They're basically a Twitter egg. No disrespect, but who cares what they say?
Yeah, but at the end of the day,
And
if
what do you
there's-
mean they voted? It doesn't seem like a vote. It seems like there should be math, no?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Even if they have 3,000 followers, if they have an algorithm with everybody who's put a mock out there, which I don't know if they do, that still has some credibility.
They do. It's like a score, like it's HERC score, and I think it said he had the most accurate one, whatever that means.
So are you willing to say he's a senior draft analyst instead of a junior draft analyst, Dave?
If he keeps getting fooled by Big Cat, no.
Where's he at now? Is he, is he going to come full-time content, or what's going to happen?
We're working on it.
Yeah. Speaking of the draft, Lil Sass, I saw you tweeted his video.
Very funny. Well done. Great video.
Is there we didn't talk about it last week. Kareem, do we have that stuff between him and Erica? Kind of went back and forth last week. Did you see that, Dave?
I did.
Any thoughts on that?
You got to treat everybody sort of differently here. Erica had a point, clearly. Like, Sass is a young kid. I don't think he always makes the right decision. He's talented, but it's not apples to apples. We lead the league in mental illnesses here at Barstool. I think it's like a fun, cool thing that, I got mental illness. I need time off. Sass being one of those guys, a lot of people. But I don't know that Erica should have said that. I think she realized that after. It's just like, Sass, you got to treat people differently. I didn't know that there was a benefit for that tweet.
So she said something along the lines of, I think we could add in post here, but she said like he was doing comedy shows on his break or something like that. Is that right?
Yeah, he took a mental break, and then he was doing comedy shows.
She said, Lil Sass, that fucker, pretends he's not at work and then just goes around and does comedy shows. And then Sass's video was, I think he just like clipped like him saying,
I mean,
bitch
it's
or
fine.
something.
This is old news now because it did happen before, but Sass is talented and weird. Again, I just think you can't put everybody into a box. People react differently to different things. And sometimes I do feel like Erica's the CEO business side. Like, on the content side, it may feel different from a content person getting that from her versus me. Like me, it's like, oh, Dave's a prick. He's just fucking saying things. It can come across potentially. Erica's like, is my job in jeopardy? Like, what's going on here?
But you say you got to treat him a little differently because he's like, he kind of gets the Cooper pass, or what's here because you think he's funny? Well, it's obviously different, but you think he's talented.
Everybody's different. Does not have the Cooper pass, but
okay.
I don't know. I just treat people differently.
Who's got the
how
Cooper
well
pass?
you know him? Like, I don't know Sass that great, so that always affects how I treat people. Who's got the Cooper pass?
Yeah,
like
chicklets.
Meaning, what's a Cooper pass?
Cooper pass to me is you will let people pretty much get away with almost anything based on the level of talent you think they have and how great they do.
KFC, K Marco. There's a combo of talent and longevity and loyalty. Mm-hmm. Time served. And
that's it on the list? Or that's all you can think of at the
has
moment?
Been on vacation. This is the most Gaz has worked in 2 years. He's bringing me a ring light. He's got it.
Did you see he's got his passport today?
No, I didn't see that.
You know, I think that sounds like you got to book another trip, right?
Yeah. Not anytime soon, Eddie. I'm rich. I'm not that rich.
Corporate Hank, he was speaking at the thing, and then a lot of emails from days past came about.
Crazy. I can't believe Milmore sat on that for 8 years, fucking Hank's mother, trying to form an alliance against me. It's surprising he held on to the emails. Not surprising Hank's mom. Did we try to get her on the show? Now that's a guess, Eddie.
We talked about it. But it was kind of late already. I didn't know how late Mrs. Lockwood stays up and whatnot. Who you texting?
Okay. This is. I'm not texting anybody. 7:31 p.m.
Mm-hmm.
You thought she was asleep? You thought she was sleeping at 7:30?
No, but it's also typical. Like, you also don't like us to reach out to guests the day before because you think that's rude. So that's.
But this just happened.
Yeah, no, I know, but that's a thing though. And
I mean, she'd probably work next week. If I don't know, she'd be willing to come on. But yeah, she hated me. I knew she hated me. I wasn't exaggerating. I heard her when Hank tried to fucking catch the drone. Whitney. Hey.
5 missed calls. Are you okay?
Yeah, well, I'm doing a podcast.
Oh, what's up?
I got a bone to pick.
What's up?
You invited Stu Feiner on Spittin' Chicklets before me?
I didn't know we invited Stu Feiner on Chicklets, but you've been on Chicklets before.
No, I haven't.
Oh, really?
Never.
I never thought you'd want to go, but I also didn't invite Stu.
No, I've never been invited. Of course I'd like to go.
Oh, I would love to have you on, no joke. Especially playoff season, pucks in deep, pucks on net.
Yeah, I know. Exactly. And, like, Biz acting like the Leafs are locked for the Stanley Cup. They're going to lose the first round. I'm going to hammer Tampa plus 180.
Yeah, trust me, I've been hammering the Leafs all year. I'm exactly in your book, but I'm a little worried after that game. But I'm on Tampa, yeah. But I never invited Stu. But
Okay.
now that I know you'll come on, I'd love to have you on.
Okay. All right. That's all I had.
All right, bye bye.
That was nice.
Yeah. Nice.
Nice conversation. So yeah, Hank speaking at meetings. That stuff with Hank's mom comes out. Yeah, she was
Hilarious. But yeah, I forgot there's video footage of him trying to catch the thing. But first of all, I rushed the dude to the hospital like a dad and made sure he got taken care of. And then she's just ripping me. She's like, I told you not to trust that moron. When he got arrested for fucking Brady, I told you he's an idiot. Like, look at the kid now. He's a suit. He's corporate. I can barely get him to reply to me for texts.
His boss is an absolute moron. Absolute moron.
I rewatched that the Scumbag, the Finer Things for a Scumbag. It just such a funny video. The wine
Taste
test.
the hops.
That's one of my biggest dubs that I've had doing Barstool, because it's like, what happens if Hank beat me in that? It could have been the end of the company.
It could have been. It could have been. All right, so let's try. We'll try to make it happen for next week then. Did you see baseball writer, baseball podcaster we can't name? He mentioned you in a podcast.
Oh, I know I mentioned him and he came back. No, Carrabis?
Yeah. Uh-huh.
No,
if you could
what'd
pull
he
up the
say?
TikTok, Kareem.
By the way, Dave Portnoy. Yeah. I'm saying I'm calling you out. This guy, Hubs, tweeted out the fucking box score, 9-1 Orioles. And Dave quote tweeted it, and he said it was the curse of Carrabis, blaming me for leaving Barstool as the reason why the Red Sox are bad. And what I wanted to say, I think it's the curse of Dave holding Section 10 hostage. I think that's what it is. I mean, if Dave relinquishes the naming rights, I'm not asking for the feed, I'm not asking for the social, nothing. We just want to be able to call it what it is. We just want our name back.
What does it mean, now deleted tweet?
It says that, but
Did you-
I think maybe he thought you deleted the curse of Carrabis tweet, but it's still up.
Yeah, I didn't delete anything.
Oh.
Carrabis is a moron. He went to a direct competitor. I like Carrabis. He's my son. The kid grew up with posters of me on his wall. Literally. He grew up worshiping me. I love him. I signed his fucking lease because he couldn't get credit when he came to New York. I'm his dad. But a dad has to teach his kid real world lessons. You went to a direct fucking competitor. I said, dude, when he asked for it, I'm like, it depends where you go. If you go to someone who's not a direct competitor, take it. You go to a direct competitor. Of course you can't have it. When you come back here, and he will at some point, it'll be sitting and waiting for him.
Isn't there a little bit of difference between the feed and the socials, like he said, and just the name? If he just
What?
wants the name, he just wants the name. Like the feed and the socials, that comes with all the followers, that comes with all the subscribers.
What's he going to do with the name?
I don't know, it just must be tied to the name. Sometimes you
Do
just
you
like
think
the name.
do you think the name will benefit him 1%?
Potentially, yes.
Yeah, so then why? Because then who does it benefit? Our direct competitor.
Uh-huh.
It's not. It's just not a personal thing. I just said I like Jared. I wish I could give it to him. I've shown in the past I don't but you went to a direct competitor who is literally trying to pillage everybody we have. I can't make it that easy for them.
So the answer is no.
Correct.
If the Red Sox, is there a
No,
thing
it's
here?
no as long as he works at the direct competitor.
Okay.
This.
Red
I wish I
Sox.
could give it to him.
What if they're in the bottom? They come in fifth in the East for the next 10 years. Do they get to a low of a low where you're like, all right, we need the Sox to be
Can
better
someone
again?
give me a gun to blow my brains out? Eddie, no. He's a direct competitor.
All right. Jersey Jerry, he threw the putter in a lake at a mini golf place. Did you see that?
No, but that sounds about right. All-time clip still, Blind Mike kicking kicking the
ball.
Yeah.
Did you see that super fan video?
You're not going to ask me about DraftKings on the new podcast?
No. What do you mean? Wait.
They got maybe the worst podcast ever created.
Oh,
It's going to be so bad it may be good.
What is it? What is it?
It may be so bad. It's another former employee of ours who's, I would argue, the worst content guy I've ever encountered in my life. But so bad, if they can get super producer Mooj to run this thing, it has a chance to be the worst thing ever created.
Are you going to be tuning in?
I have to hear it.
Are you going to say who? Or
Nope.
Nope.
No. Should be very easy to find.
Okay.
But
so just
the worst, least funny human I've ever encountered.
okay. So you said that person is doing a show for DraftKings now, and you will be listening to.
I got to hear how bad it is.
Okay.
I mean, I think DraftKings literally is just walking up and down the street. You ever work for Barstool? You ever work for Barstool? Want a job? Ever work for Barstool? Want a job? It's crazy.
Does that piss you off, or you understand? Like, it's
No,
that's the game.
as crazy as it is, I as much as I wish Carrabis was still here, I'm happy he got his bag. Then he can come here, and I won't have to sign his lease when he's back with us.
So all right, maybe we'll get some notes on that podcast. We'll see how it goes from there. I'm sure you'll talk about it again at some point, though.
I didn't want to talk about it, but like I don't say I spit out my coffee and I wasn't even drinking any that much. When I saw who they signed, I spit my coffee out and I wasn't even drinking any. Laugh out loud. And maybe, I don't know, maybe they're not paying him. Who knows?
We'll see. I got a new show, by the way, with Michael Jordan's old
Yeah,
trainer.
I saw that. I saw that.
Check it out. He goes from working with Jordan to a Barstool guy. So 8 weeks, 8 week show. It's on the Barstool Chicago YouTube. Check it out if you'd like. Rico, did you hear Rico in the Belmont suite? Are you aware of this?
Rico asked if Jersey Jerry asked on behalf of Rico if Rico could come to the Belmont. Well, Jerry's a horse guy, so he's always Jerry's welcome to the Syndicate, which is me and Elio. Big Cat is joining the Syndicate this weekend, Friday, Saturday, for Oaks and Derby. And again, the Syndicate, for those who don't know, Mr. Ice and I thought it was very funny, by the way, when Mr. Ice, like, that just said Mr. Ice on the and I don't know why. I digress, but Elio, we went to the basketball game. We were walking Boston going out, and he probably had 4 or 5 people. They didn't say a word to me. They're like, Mr. Ice. That's just a, like, funny nickname to, like, yell. People are like, what? He's just, like, walking around. But the Syndicate, probably going on over a decade now, Elio and I go to all the major horse races. At least we try to. We go to the Breeders' Cup every year, Derby, Belmont, Pegasus, and our partnership is simple, and it's raised. There's a minimum that you have to bet on every single race. Lately, it's been about $1,000 per race. Sometimes you go to 2. You don't consult each other on the picks. You can do whatever you want. And it's just your 50-50 partners. You split everything. If you bet more, it doesn't matter. If I bet $5,000 on a race and he bets 1, you still split it down the middle. That's just the way this thing fucking works. So Big Cat's joining. It's sort of fair, sort of not. I mean, on the outside, totally not fair to me because I've made a lot more money now in my life than Elio. And that's not, I mean, I've been super lucky. So I bet more and he benefits from that. And I told Big Cat, another part of the Syndicate is at some point, if we're not winning, Elio will ask for a loan that he has no intention of repaying. That is also part of the Syndicate. But Big Cat's joining us. I can't wait. I love it. So it'll be fun this Friday, Saturday. But Jerry's a horse guy. So Jerry's always, he's like, can I go with you to a race? He's like, you're always welcome. I think I invited him to Pegasus, actually. But he mentioned Belmont. He's like, can Rico come? I've never heard Rico talk about horses once. The Syndicate does not want fake horse people.
Oh.
There's nothing against Rico. I've never heard him talk about it.
Yeah, maybe he just wants to hang out. You know?
And Rico ain't betting $1,000 a race. I'll tell you that much.
He might be.
No, he ain't.
I mean, to join the syndicate, though, I think a lot of people would bet $1,000 because it comes with other benefits.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, I mean, the Syndicate is a very exclusive club. I don't know if Elio will have it in time. Usually it comes with exclusive merch.
oh, yeah.
Elio generally makes customized merch for each event, which is very funny, very cute. But, yeah, the Syndicate will be back in action Oaks Day and Derby Day.
Good. So no problem with Rico sitting in the box.
Not what?
So no problem with him sitting in your box.
No, I said I do have a problem with it.
So if he's not in the syndicate, okay.
For
I got
Belmont?
you. Yes. Okay. All right.
Depends who's going. Like,
I got
they're not unlimited seats. Like, we usually, sometimes McShay goes. Joe Douglas, noted Jets GM, has gone in years past. The Syndicate's the Syndicate. Syndicate also, that's when Bubbly Gang was born. Bubbly Gang happened Belmont Day. Ruined that day for the Syndicate. Elio still holds. I was like storming around yelling, and Elio's just sitting there with. I brought like a date that I barely knew, and he was just hanging out with the date.
So Bubbly Gang news broke. Sorry, I thought you said he was there and he. Okay.
No. At noon on Belmont Day, our entire company tweeted to buy rosé. Michael Kearns of Chernin Group, he's like, "When did we get a rosé company?" I'm like, "What? What is going on?"
Oh no. I feel like, I mean, Elio, he always loves it. If it's him in the track, he's fine. But I feel like you've put him in those kind of spots a couple times, huh?
You mean with like weird dates?
Yeah.
Not too many weird. Like,
No.
I mean, if I'm dating a girl or something, horses are good events for girls. Like, That's where he met Silvana.
Mm-hmm. Right, that's where you met her, or that's where?
No, that's where he met her.
Oh, okay. All right then. Last couple things here. Obviously, and then speaking of Rico, they raised some money for that fallen firefighter.
Yeah, that was great. A surreal, like, obviously super sad story. Nuts. Just shows you how short life is and unpredictable. He was in the office. I wasn't there, obviously, but I've heard all about it. We raised a good amount of cash, so great job by Rico in all seriousness on that.
Yeah, good on Rico. Good on Roan as well. I know he was involved.
Yep.
Dante did a good blog too. People should check out about the Boys and Girls Club in Chicago. So some good stuff there too. All right, Dave. That's it. DAZN.com/Barstool. That's the big thing this weekend.
Yeah. So please, I mean, I buy Canelo fights anyways, but buy it. See how we do. We're gonna call it. It won't be. And by the way, like if you want the normal broadcast, you can still get it. There'll be 2 crews. So if you're looking like the most knowledgeable boxing people, no, but we know enough about boxing. It's going to be entertaining in our style. So Canelo fight, best fighter, pound for pound in the world, this Saturday night. Please buy it. What a day. Derby, then Canelo. Yes, so DAZN, DAZN.com/Barstool.
And even if you're not that interested in this fight, the potential, like he said, of Triple G.
Put money in the bank to get us to call that fight.
Yeah, so that the content that could come from those is endless. So, all right. Anything else, Dave? You all right? The lighting.
Yeah, I guess Gaz working his ass off,
right.
bringing me a ring light.
Shout out to Bill the Greek. We'll get him.
Yeah, I'm sorry, Bill. I love Bill the Greek. Maybe next week. We'll see what it is, but we got to get through these reviews first.
Okay. All right. Thank you, Dave. I'll see you.
Right.
Thanks, everybody, for listening. We'll see you next week.